Hey everybody, it's Chris. So I thought I would do a live today. It's Monday. Everybody's busy, back to work, enjoying their summer. It's such a crazy time of year. Everybody's on vacation, wanting to go on vacation, coming back from vacation. But I want to talk about a major financial release that I'm doing this week. Some of you have heard from me personally through direct messaging, phone calls. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way. I don't even use email that much anymore. But I want to address it because some people aren't treating it seriously. Some of you are very seriously because you know what we've done in the past, where we're going, what I'm already doing. But I want to address what's happening this week and how significant this is for those of you in this space, in particularly like crypto and business online, where they could be selling stuff, selling your own thing. It doesn't matter. This is so significant, and let me tell you why. In the past, you know this, for a lot of you watching this, you were part of iPass, you were part of my previous businesses and things. You saw what that did. And many people, I think, thought, man, I would love to have a company and run a company and make all the money from a company like that and to be a partner in something like that. And what we've been building with NRGY, those of you that know that I've been working and building and launching NRGY, it is something that I think it is a dream project. It is a dream for marketers. It's a dream for investors. It's a dream for those of you that wanted something more from iPass that didn't exist. And here's why. NRGY isn't a coin. It's not some people think, oh, it's just a crypto thing. And I even had somebody who I had messaged, and they said something like, in the sense of like, oh, is it a pump and dump thing? Do you really think I would work this hard, 18 hours a day, many days, building an ecosystem like NRGY just to go on with my day and just walk away from it a few months from now? That's absurd. People that just don't know me, or just maybe they're just so used to all the junk out there, would even make that comment. It's quite upsetting. But NRGY is an ecosystem. It is a financial system that allows us to do things we never could do before. That's what this is. Why am I so passionate about it? Because business is broken. The financial systems to run businesses typically are very broken in the way that we want to run them. To have to deal with banks, to have to deal with merchant accounts, to create a distribution model, especially one based around affiliates, and to pay them and to distribute that money, the risk that you take as a business owner is ridiculous. Any of those of you that know this know what I'm talking about. The risk, the fees, the refunds, the chargebacks, the time, the staffing, all these things are incredibly difficult to manage. In fact, it is probably one of the biggest reasons most things fail and why you don't see a lot of great affiliate programs out there. It's tough. Decentralized finance fixes all of that. You guys, it was like all of a sudden it showed up one day. I didn't even know it was there. Didn't understand it. Guess I'm not a blockchain expert. I'm not a crypto expert. I don't trade a lot of coins. I don't do any of that. I'm super zone focused on things I do. And outside of that, I'm very ignorant. I just don't quite get what goes on outside of that. So when I chose to say, you know what, I'm going to build on a DeFi platform so we can do things we never did before and create opportunities that those of you may never had before can have, that's where I'm putting my time. And so when I make a call to someone, or I make a message to someone, say, hey, there's something really important, really big coming this week, it's a big deal. It's very serious. I don't do that, especially with family members and close friends. I don't just go out there and try to recruit people. I have no interest in doing that, right? I don't need to do any of it. But if I'm going to tell you about something before it happens, usually it's because last time something happened, I didn't do that and people got upset. Why didn't you tell me when that thing was 5 cents? Why didn't you tell me before you did that? Why didn't you get me in first? Why wasn't I the first one? Well, even if I would have called you, would you have listened? A lot of people won't, and they won't treat it seriously until the thing happens and they say, oh, I wish I would have listened to you, Chris. I wish I would have, right? I'm not here schlepping 5 other things, talking about other companies, none of it. I am building the infrastructure for a financial system to create something that has never been done with some really smart people. It's not me, right? I'm just a piece of the pie to this whole thing. And so there is something very significant coming this week. And those of you that don't know, when I left the industry, I had no intention of coming back unless there was a better way to do things, because let me be honest with you, it's dog eat dog, everybody out for themselves. There is no loyalty to any company or brand or product, especially when it comes to marketers. You know what I'm talking about. People are out there pushing one thing, saying they're your buddy, your friend, your family, I love you, dot, 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 until you're not in their company anymore, until they have no financial interest in that relationship. See you later. And the only conversation typically you have is, hey, do you want to join my thing? Do you want to buy my thing? Do you want to do this thing with me? That's not, hey, how you doing? How's your life? Right? So I got sick of that culture because it's so shallow, it's exhausting. And I saw some of my friendships going down that way, and it just bothered me. It was awful. And so I walked away from the industry. Those of you who don't know this, I walked away from everything, 5 years, almost 6 years. Started building businesses, started consulting, doing all kinds of things until this fell in my lap. And I found out about fintech. I understood some more about financial technology and said, wow, do you know what we can do with this? To be able to now transfer money seamlessly, to be able to have our own economy without a bank, without people telling us what to do, to be able to do it instantly without staff and risk. It's unbelievable. But how do we then take that and make something super lucrative and super amazing and awesome that's never been done? And so I had to learn all this, you guys. I had to learn everything that maybe you don't or do know. I had to learn it all. I was an idiot. I still kind of am when it comes to this stuff, but I ask the same question over and over and over until it just goes in my head. And so all of a sudden I met Alan, who is a huge crypto blockchain developer. He deals in fintech, not coins and trading, but the development of technology on blockchain, the future technology that we talk about. And I was like, boom, he had the technology. He had this thing called NRGY that he was building and ready to release. And I said, this is so complicated. I don't know if I get it. But man, when I started to see the capabilities of what this could do, I was like, I'm going to build the easiest language possible to understand it. I'm going to build a front end where everybody can see how amazing this is and apply it to all kinds of great places on the internet where people didn't even think was possible. And that's what NRGY is. So we launched NRGY, we launched this coin, boom, it shot up because everybody was excited. That was when crypto was going crazy. People were spending money, right? People sold, made millions and millions of dollars in the last coin, the original NRGY foundational coin for NRGY staking, which is like a savings account. And then we started to build all the infrastructural pieces, the technology, okay? Now we're coming to a head this week. A huge, huge piece is releasing to the public. We're waiting on a few press releases, we're waiting on the new website, we're waiting on one other piece, and then later this week it is going to go public. If I reached out to you, it's up to you to listen to me, it's up to you. Can't make you do it. If you're not paying attention, if you're disregarding NRGY and you think it's something else, I would urge you to take a look at it again. Let me just paint a picture for you. Maybe this will be easier because some people are making assumptions and I just want to dispel that. NRGY is a foundation. It's three things, all right? It's DeFi, which is the financial piece. It's its own economy. I mean, there's its own coin, there's its own staking, there's its own capital built into this, okay? That helps secure the whole network. Inside of that, there's technology, okay? There's different technologies. There's a dApp economy, which what that means is now that we have this financial system, we can build stuff on it, right? Now that we have our Apple, if you will, now people can come in and build their own applications just like we're doing. Right? They can build their own applications and people can use them. And when that happens, it feeds the economy, which helps the people that are staking NRGY because obviously that goes up. Okay. Just like if I had a way for everybody to make money in iPass, a lot of people would have got super, super rich. There was no way. The owners made money, right? But the owners also took all the risk. Now I don't have to take all the risk because I don't own NRGY. Nobody owns it. But now all of us can stake in that and benefit in the future success of that financial system. So you have this dApp economy, which is all these applications. Currently, we're building, I believe, 4 applications in-house. We have others that are building outside, third-party stuff. And all that revenue that comes in from those, right, and I'll explain one of them, all that revenue feeds the economy of NRGY, okay? The big piece, the secret sauce, the stuff that when you understand it will knock your socks off is what we call infinity NFTs, INFTs. You guys, this is a big deal because now it allows you to earn on royalties of any kind of intellectual property. What does that mean? You could take a YouTube channel. You could take anybody's YouTube channel and earn royalties on their YouTube channel by investing and staking in their infinity INFT. You could take a podcast. You could take a real estate project. We have a real estate developer looking at this, and we've got a few contracts underway right now for the INFTs. Instead of buying a property, you could just buy the INFT, which is you're buying essentially your rights to the royalties for the intellectual property, meaning the secret sauce of how they build their real estate, like all the properties that that real estate development company has. You can invest in the process that they use to do that. If it's a proprietary thing, and there are a lot of them, you can invest in that. So now you can make a piece of every house that's built, out of every building, every city that's built with that manufacturer. So now it brings in a whole bunch of money for the manufacturer to build more properties, and you have the back end royalties and licensing revenue that comes from all the sales of that property. It's never been done. Typically, you have to invest in a stock for a company if they're a public company, or you have to invest in the property itself. And that, it's not accessible to everybody, and that's the power of decentralization. You guys see, you don't have to go through an agency. You don't have to go through an exchange and prove your net worth and do all this stuff, put all your private information out there just to invest in something. Now you can do it direct with a secured using cryptography and direct way using Infinity NFTs. And so we built this technology. We're the only ones that has this technology. I know it's crazy to even think that. Other people have NFT technology. Gary Vee just launched his NFT agency this last week, where you could take a picture on a piece of paper and sell the digital version of that guarantees ownership. And as that picture maybe goes up in value because it's limited in supply, you could trade that, and that asset is worth more than it was yesterday, right? That's traditional NFTs. Whereas Infinity NFTs, if this picture goes on to make money and gets sold 100 million times over, I can have a piece of all the royalties that come from that. And it could be a picture, it could be a song. We have our dApp called Star Stake that's being built. And what's going to happen is everybody that comes out with music, all these independent music producers, music artists, can now create an INFT attached to their song where you can get the song, but you can also have a piece of all the royalties that come in the future. It's never been done. Guys, we can't do that. You can't get a piece of Justin Bieber's new hot single, right? It's all about, okay, I bought Spotify and I can listen to his music, but you have no vested interest in how well his music does. Or if that music's in a movie, you could have the royalties that come from that. It goes directly into your wallet. Secured, easy. The artist doesn't have to do anything. It protects their assets, and it brings in a ton of cash for them. Tons of cash for artists, where typically it's the record labels that take all that money. It's crazy. My fiance is an artist. I know quite a bit about this, and that is a huge innovation, but it's because of NRGY that makes that possible. All right? That's why this is so significant. So you have this dApp economy of all these applications and softwares being built, the financial system that makes it all possible, and then you have these INFTs, which is, I guess you could kind of compare it sort of to like a Kickstarter, but not, because you're actually legally getting a legal contract of a portion of that royalty that comes for 7 years, 30 years from now. And it's just like investing in a stock. You could have your portfolio. We're building a marketplace where you can just buy an INFT for this. You could buy it for music. You could buy it for real estate. You could buy it for videos on the internet. Any kind of owned intellectual property you could get a piece of. So if that YouTube channel that you buy an INFT for goes on to make $1 million in YouTube ad revenue, you get a piece of that royalty, and you helped their channel grow. You actually helped it grow, and you get a piece of the back end for 10 years. How amazing is that, right? That's why I'm so excited, because for the first time, I don't have to build a company, do all the things for that company, take the risk, launch a company, and it's either a one or none thing, right? For those of you that are entrepreneurs, you build one company, either you make it or you don't, and then you start over and you build another thing. Super risky, very hard, takes tons of time and tons of money. I was like, man, instead of building one thing, what if I could build something where everybody could play in that space with a better rocket to help them get to where they're going? And if I can make a little piece of that, and everybody else can make a piece of all that intellectual property, man, doesn't that sound like a better deal? Yes. Right? It's like a dream project. And so to build the infrastructure, to have this marketplace, to have all this intellectual property where you could easily just have this really cool manager and manage it. That's what these screenshots are. I put on Facebook all the time because it's super cool to me, the design and how this works. You can just say, oh, there's my real estate IP is doing this month, and I'm getting this many rewards over here, and this is what my staking NRGY coins going up every time more music is sold, every time something else happens on NRGY goes up. The reason why NRGY isn't going up because the market's down. People are super scared. They don't even know what NRGY is yet because we're not even on CoinmarketCap until this week. But I will tell you what's going to happen. You guys, it's going to be bonkers. But we had to be able to make this something that was so easy to understand that the average person could do that. So my focus has been building all that front end stuff, which a lot of it is coming out this week. And there's a huge financial piece that for those of you that are investors, believe in NRGY, or just want to get in part of something before something goes big. You guys, I wish I got part of some of the Google stuff. I was part of some of the Google, but the Facebook things, I missed a lot of it because I was working on my own company. I was building my own business, which focus is great. You guys, that's important. But man, sometimes I wish I would have got a phone call from a friend and said, hey, Chris, I'm going to give you a heads up before this thing actually happens. This is what I'm doing. I don't care if I understand it enough, but if I respect the person, I'll fly, I'll jump, I'll do whatever. If somebody I respect tells me to read a book, I'll buy the book that day. Like, that's how serious I am typically about advice. If it's from a respected person I know. In this case, I'm telling you to look at this, and when this announcement comes out this week, treat it seriously. I don't need you to join anything. There's nothing to join. This isn't some MLM thing. I know that the internet's so filled with this stuff and the goo that's out there. This is an ecosystem that's being built from the ground up. The technology's already there. It's already working. All it is now is some of the financial components that we're slowly releasing by design, because we didn't want the world on CoinmarketCap to know some of this tech until it was ready. We wanted to get certain contracts underway for INFT deals, which we have done. And a big piece, me personally, is those of you that were in iPass. iPass was a marketing system for other digital products. I was like, man, I could do 10,000 times better business with this new version of what I call Cyber City. And all it is a way for the average person to learn about this. It's kind of the education that makes people money on the front end. So when you come to Cyber City, it's free. You can learn about this stuff. You can invest in NRGY. You can do all the things that you do. But then you can shop all these INFTs. You can shop for everything. And it creates a decentralized marketing system for you to promote. So instead of promoting this thing today and then that product's hot, and then the next thing you promote and that product's hot, right? Imagine if you had a marketing system that had new INFTs showing up every single day, every single week, every single month. Imagine that, right? And imagine it's just exciting. There's this new intellectual property INFT, and you can go there and you can promote it, and you get a reward for that. You get a commission, as we call in the affiliate space, immediately. You don't have to wait 30 days. You don't have to wait at all. And you get that right in. And so Cyber City is that mechanism, the marketing system. It's like iPass, but 1,000 times better than we could ever have done without being limited by one company or my product that I built on the back end. That was my kind of idea back in the day, was to create my own products. But then I was like, eventually that goes out of style and I have to keep reinventing new products, and I didn't want to do that. And now we're not limited by any kind of financial limitation. We have some incredible marketing systems. We have right now 12 different groups of people working on things. I guess I should say total people working on Cyber City, StarStake, NRGY, thing we're launching this week. And they're incredibly, incredibly talented. So to have all these teams working and to have this to be able to release to you is such a big deal. And when Cyber City's staked to launch, I think we're scheduled end of August, I want to say September, realistically. It's going to blow your socks off. You guys, if you're a marketer, if you're somebody who wants to be in the fintech space, Cyber City is going to create a culture by design. I mean, this is the work I put in to create a culture that we've never seen before. Not a get rich culture, not a be a crypto trader culture, but say, hey, I want to be part of a better rocket ship to get us into the future. And I don't really understand crypto stuff, or you don't understand blockchain, but this is a really great way to get you into that world. and have you benefit from some really cool stuff and make some amazing, amazing money on the front end before the royalties start coming in on NFTs, before energy price hits $10,000 a coin. People ask me all the time, what's energy gonna do? When's it gonna go? Do I care what energy's price is today? I have no care in the world. I really don't. People are selling and buying and selling. A lot of people are selling because they need cash. They lost a lot on other coins because the market went, right? Corrected. Do I care? No, because I know the ecosystem that exists. You guys, it's not about a coin. It's about all the dApps. It's about the innovation. It's about the contracts, the music. It's about all that stuff that then feeds this. And guess what happens when all of a sudden that's released? It's a frenzy because you have institutional investors that say, oh my God, there's this song that's producing royalties, and the people that are staking energy are making those royalties, and people that are staking that song are making royalties, and energy's feeding, this economy's growing. All of a sudden you start to see 1 million, 2 million, 5 million going into institutional liquidity into energy. That's what brings the price up. That's what I know will bring the price up. When you create good things that solve real problems, the money will come. It doesn't come from me saying, hey, join my thing, buy my coin. Yeah, of course, it's people get excited because you can make super fast money anytime a coin launches. I'm telling you, it's super fast, but you never know what the market's gonna do, right? Like people kind of follow these weird waves that are kind of, they're not based on anything. They're hollow, they're shallow. It's just speculation. But if you have an autonomous economy that has revenue coming from 50, 100 different places, all of that is irrelevant. The coin is affected. You guys, Energy's coin is not about how much. There's a limited supply. There's only 4.3 million energy coins in supply, right? There's only 100 some in circulation right now. There can never be any minted before. And every single day, there's more and more energy burned. Every single day, and that's gonna happen for 100 weeks, okay? Eventually, that coin is going to be worth a lot of money because it is limited in supply, and it's being used in so many different places. All right, so I guess my whole point of this video is just to clarify why I'm reaching out to some of you and why I've been talking about energy and what it's not, and how significant it is. It is everything. It's my life right now. It's my life's work. The team of people that I'm working with are so talented. If you've heard of energy, if you're looking at it, if you're curious, I urge you to reach out. If you're making assumptions of what you think it is, you're wrong. More than likely, you're wrong. And I don't say that in disrespect to you. It's just because it's tough to kind of get and figure out. But once you get it, man, you understand, wow, these guys are going somewhere. This thing is going somewhere. And the cool thing is you get to own a piece of that. You get to have a stake in the success of everything. What a dream that is. Apple loves it. How do you think they make their money? They get a piece of every, I think they have over 1 billion. 1 billion? Anybody know what that number is? You guys know? Lynn probably knows. She'll be the first one to say. How many, what is it? There's like 1 billion applications on Apple and they make 30% of all the revenue that comes in. Of course, they're Apple, they're a monster, right? If we do 1% of that with a better system, with better marketing for our world, for our side of the world, you guys, we win big. You guys win big. If you're staking energy right now, I've never unstaked a single coin. Never unstaked a single coin. I know what's going to happen. I'm confident it's going to happen because of the talent of people. I can't keep up with our guys. The back end guys, Alan and the team, the tech people that built this technology, I can't keep up with them. They're like, oh, we're ready to go. This is ready. I'm like, I don't have the website. I don't have the front end done. I don't have the funnels done. I don't have the videos done. And we've just hired and hired and hired and hired front end people, talented people to build this stuff out to try to keep up with this amazing technology. Because when the word gets out and these INFTs deploy, then it's like, okay, I'm glad we did our homework. I'm glad we had the legal counsel that we had to make sure this is done right. That's where we're at, guys. So if I reached out to you, I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you enough to say, hey, this is what's happening, or this is something big is happening this week. Please, when I make that call to you and when this announcement happens, treat it seriously. That's all I could tell you. So you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything necessarily. I'm not launching a course or something like that. I'm not here to pitch you guys. I'm just here to share the stuff I'm working on because it's pretty awesome. I've never seen anything like it. There is nothing like it. And I've looked. You guys know I'm very diligent at this stuff. This is the only thing I'm doing. I dropped everything to build this. Now, yeah, I've made a lot of money doing it. Nothing compared to what we all can make in the next few months. It's pretty incredible. So I just wanted to do a live. I see you guys, some familiar faces on here. Uh-oh, choppy connection. Shouldn't be choppy. I have like super speed, light speed internet here. I hope it's not. Anyways, that's all I got for you. It's Monday. I got so many things to do, but I wanted to just address some of the people making assumptions, because it will only be a disservice to you if you think you know what, oh, he's doing that thing, or oh, it must be like everything else. Man, you know how many times I could have said that in my life and I would have lost so much money? It's not. And you'll see when the site goes up this week, the press releases and things happen, maybe you'll start to get it. I will have a funnel, I call it a funnel, but it's basically a really cool video series that explains a workshop that helps you understand all of this and how this is going to play out. What's the roadmap look like? I would tell you the next 90 days is probably the most significant. This week, starting this week, is the biggest moment in the history of energy. And we have lots of work to do to make that happen. But look into it, reach out to me, get a hold of me. If you are curious, I'll tell you what's up. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you when, I'll tell you if it's gonna take a while, I'll tell you if it's gonna happen tomorrow. All I want is you guys have to respect the fact that I am reaching out for a reason. Otherwise, I have no reason to do that. Okay, so we have so much to build. I wish I could show you all the stuff. It's bonkers. But what excites me most, probably Cyber City, because I'm a marketer. You guys, I want to create something that allows you guys to go share something that is integral, that people respect, that'll help your own brand to be like, wow, you're doing that thing. You're an important person. You must be doing, you know how to look for the right things, right? You can be trusted. That's what I wanted to build with Cyber City, because I was so tired and grossed out by all the crap on blockchain and the crypto stuff. That's my vision for Cyber City, right? It was my own dApp. Basically, that's a dApp that came from my brain to be able to build on the front end of energy to track tons and tons and tons of people, because I know what you guys are capable of. Some of you watching this are marketers. You're extremely capable. You just need the tools in order to do that. And I'm pretty good at building tools. So that's what Cyber City is all about. And I built a lucrative front end system to that, so you guys can make the money to be able to scale that. And let me just share with you, I had a conversation. I'll end this video with this, because I miss this, you guys. Of all the things that I've done, the thing I miss the most is events. I miss being with everyone. I know COVID, it makes it difficult, but COVID, we're moving past that, right? It's a speeding ticket in humanity's cycle here. It's a speeding ticket when it comes to the grand scheme of where we are as humans. It set us back. It made us better people, I think, and it was hard because people died, and it's awful. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it will make us better as a culture. But the one thing I miss is the interaction. Like this FaceTime stuff, it's okay. My fiance is thousands of miles away from me. We wouldn't be able to do what we do in a relationship and keep it strong without FaceTime. It's amazing, right? But it's not the same. It's not the same as having her here side by side with me. And it kills me to feel that I can't get her here. Right? And all these people come into the US illegally, and yet we're doing it by the book, and still after a year can't get her here. But I miss that human interaction. So when it comes to something like energy, it gives us the capabilities to do something that's never been done with events before. Let me share with you what that is. If you're familiar with events, you go to these events, they teach you some stuff, but it's really to keep the culture together. Empower Network, iPass, it was the source, the blood, the backbone of that success of those, because people get, you guys, it's hard, right? When things in life starts getting in the way, you just start to quit, you come down, you're influenced by other people's opinions, whatever. Those events help keep people together, help keep the culture together. You know what I'm talking about if you're a part of that. And so those events are so critical, but the problem with it was the products were always the same, the messages were always the same, which is fine. But now imagine doing events with like a Cyber City and an NRGY, where every event, say we did it every 3 months, every event we could have new INFT presentations. We could have this new entrepreneur sharing their INFT, and right there on the spot on stage, you could say, hey, this INFT is available in the marketplace right now. And literally people, and I promise you this will happen, people will jump on their phone, they will look at that INFT and they will buy it right there. They'll buy as much as they can because one, they know everybody else in that room is going to do it. And when that happens, that floods in tons of liquidity or lots of staking revenue into, I guess you would call it a royalty, into the staking pool for that INFT. And if you're one of the first people in that INFT, obviously the pool is going to be bigger. So everybody's going to rush to try to be there first. What that does, that creates amazing income for the INFT owner. So whatever their intellectual property is, if it's a YouTube channel or if it's a course or if it's Frank Kern's new thing, all of a sudden that brings in a ton of money for that person to launch their business, to launch their IP, right? And you get a piece of the back end royalties. So if that goes on to make $10 million in the next 5 years, you're making a piece of all of those royalties, all that licensing revenue, all the sales on the back end, right? Plus the staking money from all the people that stake into that, you get a piece of that too. Plus NRGY, if you're staking NRGY, you get 20% of all that revenue from that INFT goes into NRGY stakeholders. You get to be the Apple, basically, right? So at events, imagine if we had 4 or 5 new INFTs every 3 months presenting at an event and people just buying those. And imagine what would happen to that financial economy. Madness. You guys, we've done, let me put it this way. I've been to many events. I've been to product launches at events. Millions and millions of dollars are sold in products at events because it's exciting. It's whatever, whether that's technology, health products, I've seen it all. With iPass, we launched digital things, software along the way, and people bought it, and masterminds, all this stuff. It was just a huge chance to really sell and offer things. But now you have basically, you'd have like a keynote presentation from the owner of that INFT, the creator, demonstrating it, showing the roadmap, where they're expecting to go. And a lot of these already have revenue. They're bringing in a business that already has $1 million, $2 million a year in revenue. That's instant royalties for you. Right? So as a stakeholder, you want to take a piece of that. So really cool dynamic when it comes to events. One, because it helps feed this economy even more. It gives INFT creators a way to display their dApps or their INFTs on our marketplace. Investors in the crowd, people there, stakers can grab them up on the spot. So the idea, the roadmap is to eventually do some amazing events with this model because it's perfect for it. And there's no risk. I don't have to take all this financial risk and come up front with all this money. The financial system helps pay for that. It's so beautiful, you guys. It's a dream come true when it comes to owning a business, even though this technically isn't. There is no centralized company other than like the dApps that we're building. We're the creators of them. You make your own call on this one, guys. But if it's interesting to you, if you think it's going somewhere, if you like what you see or you want to know more, just reach out to me. That's all you got to do. I'll tell you what I can, do the best I can. Sometimes I hack through it, but I will tell you the new marketing materials, the new website does a phenomenal job of showing all this. And the new funnel I have is also going to do the same. So that's all I got. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. Who else is on here? When your mom's watching your live, you're doing something right, I think. That's funny. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Anyways, I will let you guys run. I just wanted to share what was happening with NRGY and this huge opportunity this week to pay attention. Pay attention, be aware. That's all you have to do. Be aware of what is happening, and I think you're going to win big. Some people, this week's going to be big. That's all I can tell you. So that's it. We'll see you guys. Have a good week. I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. You have to wait and see. See ya.